Hey there, guys and girls. Right, so I want to thank everyone who's been stopping by, commenting for my mining in 3.17.2 patch. Thank you very much for that. That's probably been one of my only best videos so far, I think. It's been building up gradually over time. So I wanted to do a follow-up, something to help other people who may not get the mining maths as such. Or, they might be, other people do. If you do understand it, don't watch this video. You don't have to. But if you want it just to explain a little bit, well, from my personal point of view, to make it easier for you to understand when it comes to mining, especially with the maths and how the ships work. Well, I say ships work, we all know how ships work. They fly. But, obviously, now, if you've got a bigger ship, brilliant. And all this stuff. Oh, God, my words. So, basically, all your ships, well, cargo ships mainly, chair there. Yeah, so if you've got the, oh my god, I'm hitting walls. As you know, ships that can hold cargo have SCUs, and that's pretty much what they're using as the sort of like quantity of gear. However, if you've not quite cottoned on just yet, there is a difference between SCU and USCUs. Okay, now I don't think he's going to tell me on any of the cargo related malarkey on here. So I'm just heading towards the refinery deck. SCUs is the standard unit in a total. Well, basically, is a box. Right, so the box you see in the back of the ship, I mean, this might change later on down the line, or more likely will. So those little boxes you get, one box is one SCU. But inside that box, if I got this correct, is probably something like 100 USCUs.
Hi, good to have you back.
I think. Just bear with me a second while I sort this out. So, how to put it in there, so I've got a work order here. So, I've got right now, no, sorry, not USCU, sorry, I've got my words wrong here, it's cSCU. That is the smaller unit. So, I've got 8,245 in total of yield of basically out of aluminium, corundum and diamond. And it all matches up to that. Now, that's, I'm not sure what's going on in that bit. Select storage. Now, if you look at your storage wise, my MSR, if you look at the MSR on the actual SCUs, basically the SCUs would come up as 114. And basically, the cSCUs is the reason why there's all the double zeros there. So in theory, if you've got a ship that is 114 SCUs, it's actually 11,400. So for instance, my C2 is actually, when you read it, it'll say it's about 696 SCUs. But in the cSCUs, it's 69,600 of cSCUs. So obviously that's just how you calculate of how much or whatever is worth, depending where you're going to sell it as well. I don't think the market's, I mean, I know Quantum or whatever it is in there slightly, but I don't think the prices change too much. Obviously, if you're getting minted via Quantanium, for instance, Quantanium is, if you sell it raw, each little unit is worth 44.00. So when you sell that lot, that's why you get so much of it. But when you get it refined, it's doubled. Just run over here so I don't get all the talking from the game in the way. Yes, so, for instance, so if you had, we're going to hangers and habs for now. So let's just say, for instance, 696 on the C2. Right, so imagine this. I'm going to get a calculator out because I'm useless. I don't do maths, I'm stupid. So let's have a look. So, let's just go with this. For instance, Quantanium, most of the time, its bog standard raw rate is 44, but when it's refined, it goes to 88. Now, it's one system, so I can't see it changing at all until we have more actual systems in the game. So places will have different prices up or down. So what you want to do is you go to your calculator, and what you're going to do is you're going to go 88.00, and then you're going to times that by 69,600. And if you equals that, so if you did that, and that's just quantanium, you're going to get yourself 6,124,800. Wow, that's especially that size ship. So this is why I surprised probably some people. Now, obviously, quantanium, yeah, go for it. You can right now. Now, so for instance, I did a test on that previous video on that mining one. Beryl, his raw price itself is only like 2.21. Pointless. So if you get it refined, it's 4.35. So going by the C2, if we go do this again, so 4.35 times that by 6,600 equals 302,760. That's great because you've got a bigger ship. So, personally, you know, it depends what you come across with a lot. So get things refined, and you'll be surprised how much you can make. A lot of people didn't realise, or some people didn't realise. One guy didn't realise bow rays is actually worth quite a fair bit. Bow rays, its raw price is 16.29, but its price is when it's refined is 35.21. So you go 35.21 times that by 6,600. Yeah, so 69,600, and that could worth basically 2,450,616. That's bow rays on its own, so that's not too bad. But bow rays is one of those things where you can only really find it in asteroid areas. So mainly those, like where the mining facilities are, gas clouds, any rocks. So you normally come across bow rays in there. But some of the top tier stuff you really want to look at if you struggle with quantanium, or when you do get to struggle it. Now we all know laranite is great stuff. That's still not too bad, but laranite price refined is 30.26. It's 30.76. So you know, you times that up, blah blah blah. That's great. But laranite is actually one of those things you go and sell it somewhere. Some people have already been using it in trade. They've been buying it from wherever and then taking it and then selling it. So if they're already selling it to whatever places, it's that price is going to shrink, which is pointless with laranite. But if you're in the mining world, the best bit about in this thing with the mining part is I never get this one right, but the henstenite, obviously quantanium, taranite, and bexolite cannot be bought at the moment. As far as I know, they cannot be bought, so they can only be found when mining, and they're the best things to really go for. Quantanium, if you've got the minerals to do it and you've got the gear to do it and you feel safe, yeah, go ahead and do it. And getting back to the station, I just can't be bothered with the stress of the time at the moment. I'm quite happy when I'm going out mining looking for like bexolite, taranite. Henstenite is alright, but taranite is my personal favourite if you can cut it. That's 35.21, which is a little bit more than what laranite is. But if you can get bexolite is 43.21. So you just got to times that by your ships and whatever the sizes are. So if you've got ships with, I mean, let's just say for instance my MSR. Let's just say we filled. If I get this right with the mouse now, yeah. So let's say, because I remember it was 114, wasn't it, SCUs? So again, 43.21, as that's a single unit at all price, times that by 104. So it's basically 11,400, because that's how many in the cSCUs. And then when you equal that, yeah, so basically on a smaller ship, that's going to get you 492,594. But I mean, come on, let's look at this. So let's just say if I manage to mine the hell out of bexolite, for instance. Oh, if I can spin my character around, make it a bit more scenic. No, hang on. So, if you want to make it interesting, basically, like if you've got a bigger cargo ship, so Caterpillars, C2s, you name it, if you've got one, do it. So 43.21, and then you times that by 696. So I get this right. So 69,600 times. Sorry, no, I don't need to do that. We've done it. Click on the equals. There we go. That's 3,007,416. So yeah, it's obviously, you know, the amount you've got. However, the only downside to that is it'd be a case of you just getting rid of. You could be going out and hunting and mining just that stuff only. So you got to like really think about it. You know, so you're going to go out there. You're going to be targeting for those things. Certain places you'll only find certain items. Now, if I remember correctly, Quantanium can only really be found on cold places. It's not on warm planets, if I remember correctly. So that's why you would not find. Usually, you don't find Quantanium in Hurston. It used to be all over the place. Unless they've changed it, they could move things around. But these things are all subject to change in the future anyway, aren't they? This is just the maths right now for this current patch, and pretty much has been for the last other bunch of patches, really. So, but yeah, you just got to think about whatever ship you're doing, whatever you're using for your cargo related, and if you're mining, you know, just literally go out there and try and stock up for the better materials. I mean, if you're doing Quantanium, brilliant, you're going to be minted. But you just got to remember in the future that some of that stuff, well, you can have refinery ships at some point, and refinery ships will save you a lot of problems. That'll give you a lot of money back without you having to spend it for the refinery charges and all this lot. You'll be able to do it yourself with a mate, but you obviously got the danger of obviously piracy and all that lot. So hopefully that's a bit of an insight to those who haven't quite done the maths on mining and what your ship sizes and cargoes and all that. Once you get an idea of that, then you can sort of really look into what you want to collect. Myself wise, I do a lot of mixed mining anyway for the hell of it. And once I get it refined, I'm quite happy, because normally I do come across quite a bit of Bexolite and Taronite if I'm lucky. But yeah, in the future, those lower end stuff will be worth something in the future. So you imagine it, I don't know, let's just say, for instance, not Pyro, but let's say the other system, Nyx, which is on the opposite, the other side of Pyro. So if I'm correct, you'll be travelling through Pyro to get to Nyx in the future. Now, let's just say Nyx is screaming out for aluminium, and I don't know, and at your stations, you're going to be basically, I don't know, you could be like holding stuff when persistent hangers come a thing. For instance, you press I right now and bring up your inventory. Never mind my gear. I'm looking at my stuff. Over here, basically, if you go to filters, unless it's moved, there was one over a custom. No, it's not custom, is it? There was a tag on here, but they must have moved it. It might come into others, but there was a tag for like commodities, which might come back eventually. That's all drug related stuff. That's just vehicles, things, ammo. But yeah, I saw everything on here once before, unless they're using that new UI for it. But basically, when you've got persistent hangers, you could, like, you know, probably, or you're either going to end up renting storage, or you're going to basically have your hangers set somewhere with gear in it. So, like I said, if aluminium was suddenly really needed Nyx because they have got none, you can imagine the price being high, and if you're sat on that amount of aluminium, mate, you're going to be going straight into trying to get it onto a cargo ship, either your own, or if you've got a mate who's going to run it for you, you get it on their ship, and then you basically got a brave going through Pyro, get to Nyx, and then sell that stuff, you know, and you're going to get a better price. And that's well, obviously some stuff yet to come, really, but hopefully we're on that run to 318 and all that lot, especially with the cargo refactor. So that's going to make things a lot more interesting, especially when you've got to load your own ships. Anyhow, so sorry to bore you to death, and hopefully for those who didn't quite knew that about the storage sizes and how it works, hopefully this helps you a little bit and gives you an idea what to put together, really. So this is just a little mining maths, I guess. Anyhow, so gotta go. And again, I'm walking into walls. Damn you, camera.